This is Lewis up for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with a very tired Billy Nelson, fresh from a victorious weekend in Los Angeles, back in Scotland now. Yeah, how's things, mate? How are you?
Well, I'm fine, mate. Just very, very tired. Jet lag done me in. But I only had about an hour and a half sleep last night, and you just woke me up there just 10 minutes ago.
Well, I do apologise, mate, but yeah, I do appreciate some of the time. Obviously now it's been a couple of days now since Martin's tremendous knockout of Jaron Anderson in a great fight. But yeah, I guess before we get into that knockout, how did you enjoy Los Angeles? How did you enjoy the whole week, the fight? How did you enjoy all that experience?
Well, you're surrounded with the who's who of boxing. It was really good. It was great to meet Bud Crawford again. He actually recognised me at the arrivals, came up to me and gave me a big hug. Was very complimentary towards me about something, and asked how Ricky was and all that, and in the last day we were there, he actually signed a glove for me, which he doesn't.
Wow.
He doesn't normally do that. I met him in the foyer. He says, he says, "Have you still got that glove?" I says, "Aye." He says, "Go up there and get it." He says, "No, I'll sign it for you, Billy." So I was made right up. So I was.
Yeah,
it's in my collection, as you can see.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant, mate. That is brilliant. I was going to say that because obviously on the I think it was the Monday or the Sunday, him and Eddie Hearn had that back and forth, and he was sort of Crawford was like giving the credit to Ricky Burns, and he was saying, he's your best champion. So it's obviously hear that, and your relationship with Ricky, it must be nice as well.
Well, he is his best champion. I mean, Ricky Burns could walk down the street in Scotland and nobody recognise it. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
How he's not getting an MBE? How he's not getting an MBE now, or are inducted in the Hall of Fame, or something like that? It's beyond me. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess when you look back on LA now and that whole experience, and Martin's been in great stage. Obviously, he's boxed in Saudi, boxed on multiple different cards. When you have something when you are boxing on these cards that are so massive and so enjoyable, how do you sort of toe the line of having a job to do but enjoying the occasion as well? Like, how do you balance that? Would you say?
I don't balance it. It's my job.
Yeah.
It's my job. Yeah. The job at having my fighter in the best physical condition, mental condition possible is my job. That is what I do. I'm nowhere there. Martin stays in his room. Martin's a hermit. He stays in his room to focus on the fight. Occasionally, I'll go down to the pool with my team. But that's that. There's no party time. It's work time. Because we went to the Ten Gooseman gym as well. We were very fortunate. Hamza Shiraz, his father, get in touch with me before I went over, and they said we were more than welcome to use their gym, which we did do. One of the young guys got some sparring over there while we were there as well. So we killed a few birds with one stone, and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I guess now you've had a few days to look back on the knockout and that performance from Martin. Yeah, putting in a tremendous knockout over Jared Anderson, almost running through him inside 5 rounds. Yeah, now it's been a few days. How do you look back on that performance from Bakole over Anderson?
Well, I think it was a near faultless performance. I think. I mean, he made a guy who's very, very highly thought of look pretty average.
Yeah.
And some of the shot selection was fantastic. That was his best performance for me on Saturday night. Definitely. And there's more to come. There's more to come. Martin's no peaked yet, you know that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's not peaked because that was a wee bit of, that was a good bit above what he showed previously in the ring, but I've seen better in the gym.
As you say there, how important was it? He almost stole all the headlines on Saturday. I think when you look back on it now, the main talking point was obviously the main event, but away from that was definitely Martin. So that's what you always plan to do as a boxer, and for him to be able to do that, it puts him in great opportunity, which you must be buzzing for.
Yep. We've already, I think, more or less got the next fight lined up. I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely thrilled, that we can instead of not knowing what's happening, when it's happening, we've basically got a date and an opponent. So I'm over the moon for him.
Yeah. And as you say, as being his trainer and his manager, you've always been banging on the door for him to get these opportunities. So to see him finally get that and take it, yeah, as you say, it reiterates how happy you are for
Definitely, but it's not about me. It's about Martin Bakole, and it would be a crime for him not to be fighting top guys, which he will be next. You know,
him.
top guys, because he's got an abundance of talent, and he's got the capability of being every single heavyweight on the planet. People think, you know, I know what people think and what they right think I'm talking a lot of shit. Well, I think they must talk. I'm talking less shit after Saturday's performance.
Mm-hmm.
There must be an
Yeah.
element of belief in people, because
And
that was a real good solid performance on Saturday night.
and as you see there with when it came to someone like Anderson, when you first got offered the fight and the fight got offered to you, was it initially straight away you knew Martin would be too much for him? It was almost like too soon for Anderson, as it showed on Saturday.
I just knew that we had to get an opportunity on a big stage. It could have been Tyson Fury. It could have been Alexander Usyk. We would have took the fight. We needed the breakout fight, the profile raising fight, and it so happened to be Jared Anderson.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you feel like this was almost do you feel like it was the coming out party?
Oh, no, I mean you see the response online. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I only asked that because you say there is still more to come. So this is only
Very much
one
so.
foot. Yeah, yeah,
It's just people's eyes and memory will be on Martin Bakole now, and well, I'm hoping that his next performance will be even better, and people will be like, "Wow, we've got a serious heavyweight contender here."
One thing I did want to ask you, obviously Martin coming in at 285 for this fight. Obviously the Takam fight, I know he had an injury and he came in at 300 pounds, but last couple of fights has been around that 275, 280, 290 mark. Like, is that the 285 like where you feel like he's most optimal at? Because obviously previously in his career he was a little bit lighter than that. So like, what do you believe as a trainer would be like optimal for him?
Another stone off.
Okay.
Another one more stone off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's completely fair enough. Yeah. And I guess I know you've always said that, it's always about Martin and it's always about the fighter, but for yourself, where a lot of guys who necessarily wouldn't have given you the credit before, I've seen a lot of interviews of certain people and now sort of giving you credit for the game plan and everything like that. On a personal level, would you say that feels nice?
I don't give a shit what people think. Like, you know that, you know me. See these same people, have these same people had 20 world title fights and trained a two-weight world champion?
Yeah.
No, they've not. And the two defeats were against the six-weight world champion and the current pound for pound best fighter on the planet. No, they don't. No, they've not done anything like that. So listen, and I know the element of jealousy in boxing is off the scale.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think. All that I'm interested in is getting my fighter ready for a fight and winning a fight. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah. I think for me, something that's always been admirable is the journey with you and Mike. You've always been sort of backed each other for so long. And after the fight on Saturday, there was a photo of you with your arm around Martin when he had sort of the two belts on his either shoulder. And that reflects sort of a long journey that you've been on that will continue. Yeah, seeing that and just seeing sort of how special it is that you've come so far and there's so much more to achieve. It must be special to look back on that journey with it.
It's very special. I actually got a wee bit emotional on Saturday night because I FaceTimed my wife and she was a wee bit teary and I got a wee bit teary for her because she's been my rock, behind me the whole time, very supportive, and she's very close with the Bacoles herself, and the big man's a big gem, I mean he's a very loyal guy. I mean he's just signed a 3-year extension to his management contract. But it was him that came up to me and said, "Listen, can we get another contract done here?" I said, "Well, you don't really need to do it in October." And he goes, "Well, let's do it now and it's done." Says, because I'm not going anywhere. That's
and,
loyalty.
and that's, and as you say, their loyalty is something that isn't really seen in boxing. So to see that must be amazing.
Mate, Mickey Duff once said, if you want loyalty, buy a dog. I've got 2 dogs.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it's just amazing. But yeah, I guess it's only right now to talk about potentially the future for Bakole. You said there's a potential date. You said there's a potential opponent in mind. I think a lot of people after the fight were talking about potential showdown with either Zhilei Zhang, even Bakole in the ring. Actually, he was in the ring with Michael Hunter. Yeah, sort of said, talks about, and with Chris Mannix, talked about potential rematch with him. Ideally for yourself, is it either of them two?
It wouldn't be Michael. I think there's a very good chance it could be Zhang. I think that's the fight his excellency wants, and if that's what his excellency wants, that's what he'll get.
Mm-hmm. And that'd be an amazing fight. And I done an interview with Dave Allen last night, and he spoke about Bakole, and he said, I think he could beat everyone, and he said that he thinks he could beat Usyk. And when you see that and see people talking about that, you fully believe in yourself that do you think Bakole could sort of be the man to beat Usyk?
Of course,
Yeah.
He's already done him, so he knows what to do against Usyk.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he needs to do, and he wasn't showing Usyk everything as he's not showed AJ everything, Big Tyson everything. He's not showed them all everything. I've never seen Martin. I've seen him hit with bombs, but I've never seen him hurt. He's got a jaw like bloody concrete.
Yeah, yeah. And if it isn't Usyk next, or if it isn't Usyk for a world title, and as we say, we don't know what's going on with his future after the Fury rematch. Would you be confident that we could see potentially the belts fragmenting and him cementing himself in a position there?
I think I'd be very confident after this next fight that the next fight would be a world title.
Yeah. Okay. That's a very,
Because
very exciting time.
after this fight, the WBO and certainly the WBA is due the mandatories.
Okay.
And where's been number 1 in the WBA, and God willing, we win in December, we'll be pushing real hard to get that world title fight because they will then deserve it.
Yeah, definitely. I did also want to ask you about, before I do let you go, about your other stable. Obviously, Lewis Crocker coming off the back of the Conor Walker win. I spoke to Jamie Conlan about the Paddy Donovan fight, and he said, we're trying to make it. Obviously, there's a few hiccups with it, but yeah, confident that we could see Crocker Donovan sort of towards the end of this year.
I honestly don't know. As far as I know, we're fighting somebody in October.
Okay.
So I don't know whether it's Paddy. I get told Paddy doesn't want to fight.
Okay.
Maybe he's changed his mind. Yeah. That's never a good sign. Wanting it, no wanting it, wanting it, no wanting it. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. If Paddy wants it, Paddy will get it, and Paddy will get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paddy will get stopped, believe me. He will get badly stopped. He'll get brutalised.
Well, I guess it's definitely a fight I'd like to see. But yeah, Billy, as always, mate, it's a real pleasure catching up with you. I do appreciate you taking time to speak to me, waking up for this interview. So yeah, sorry to wake you up, but I do always appreciate it, mate.
I'm going to the gym now.
Okay, that's all right then. Yeah, but no, I appreciate it, mate. Top man.
All the best.